All right, boys, so I just spent the weekend playing the Madden 27 beta, and I wanted to make this video to go over everything I noticed, my opinions on everything, and we obviously saw the video where they went through everything that was new, but how did it actually play? That's what I'm here to tell you. So starting off, the learning curve of it all. There definitely is a learning curve. The plays do not all run the same, of course. The movement is ever so slightly different, so the defense overall, definitely, you can tell it plays better. There's still some clunky things with the defense. There's just some clunky animations, but the defense, man, they break on routes super fast. Like I vividly remember throwing specific passes underneath. Normally what I would do in Madden 26, throw underneath route, and the cornerback is immediately biting on it, or the linebacker is immediately coming down on it to make a play on the ball, which was good to see. It was definitely a lot harder to move the ball, which is what we want. So to keep with the defensive side of the ball, they did make changes to the adjustments, which I absolutely hate. I get tired of them making subtle adjustments to how you shift the D-line, how do you manage your defense in general, baseline, things of that nature. So it's no longer on the D-pad. You have to start it with L2, and then you make all the adjustments out of there. So we have to relearn all of that again when everything is already muscle memory, especially for me. I've been playing for so long. So annoying, but I mean, they made so many adjustments to defense. It's actually insane. All the defense adjustments, you can change the actual cornerback depth or the safety depth by yardage. So it's like 3, 6, 9, 12 versus it being pinch, close, or loose and close. So it's very cool. I like that they're making more. They're giving us more ability to control our defensive players, but I also am annoyed that I have to relearn everything, but I guess it comes with the territory. One thing that also stood out to me, I didn't get to try, let's start here. We didn't get the macros, access to the macros. It wasn't in the beta, so that's unfortunate. But the jostle feature was actually pretty effective. I definitely noticed my receivers getting bumped on routes. And I actually threw a pick 6 because my receiver got bumped. Usually you're playing Madden 26, they come out on it was an out route, I believe. I was expecting to make his cut on his out route, which he did, but their cornerback was holding on to him and he cut the route off. And not like you normally would see in Madden 26 where they just jump it. He literally was pushing him and then he picked the ball off, which was insane. And he did that on a drag route as well. That happened to me on a drag route where I was running a drag and the cornerback was behind him. So I tried to pass lead it out, but the cornerback kind of held on to the guy and then he jumped and picked the ball off. So definitely a learning curve there. I like it. We just gotta figure it out and get used to it. Now let's talk about arguably the biggest change, which is the timing-based catching. Whew. Timing-based catching, the first game I got into was an absolute shit show. I didn't know what I was doing, when the meter was gonna pop up, how it all worked. So how it works is timing-based catching doesn't automatically start, or it doesn't automatically pop up for yards under 10 yards, right? So your drag routes, your underneath routes to your running back, you're not gonna have to worry about it. But I think it's like 15 yards plus, you're gonna have to lock in and figure it out. So it can definitely catch you slipping if you're not even thinking about it. If you're just looking, going through your progressions, you find somebody's open, then you also got to think about timing the catch perfectly. The lob balls were probably the hardest ones to time. Like obviously the further you go down the field, the harder it is to time the catch, because a lob ball, it takes longer to get to you. So it takes a little bit more longer for that meter to go and be green. And then of course, if you're covered, that meter slims down quite a bit. And so if you are a little bit early, you definitely have a chance of course, of dropping the ball, but they'll catch it maybe, and then they'll stumble. Like they're not going to catch it perfectly and keep turning upfield. Like for a green catch, you more than likely, if you have open space, you'll catch the ball and then you keep going up. And then a red one, you just freaking drop it. But I'm still debating on if it's worth having it on, because it's just a lot of shit to think about, right? I gotta make my reads, my progressions. I got to pass the ball, make sure I'm making a good pass, a high ball, low ball with my quarterback. Then I also got to time the catch. And I just don't know if it's actually worth it. So I'm curious to see if I turn the feature off and I just played with it as it normally is, how much difference would it be? But ultimately, we'll see as the game progresses if it's worth it. I'm sure somebody will test it out. I don't know if it's going to be me, but I'll probably keep it on for a little bit since it's new and fun, and we'll see how it goes. It's definitely, in some intense games, I can imagine an intense game, coming down to the wire, somebody wide open, and you just forget that you got a time to catch, and he just drops it. Or it's just not every ball is promised if there's a wide open receiver down the field, which happened to me. I had Jalen Waddle wide open down the field, threw a lob pass, and couldn't time it perfectly, and I dropped the ball. So it adds an extra layer of, I don't want to say RNG. It adds more outcomes, obviously, for lack of a better term, adds more outcomes. All right, next, let's quickly talk really quickly on the QB sneak. I only did like 3 or 4 QB sneaks, and my opponents always came out. It was always a 4th and inches or a 3rd and inches, and my opponent always came out in goal line. So I tested it out, and that meter, let me tell you, bro, it is not easy to time that freaking meter. I'll tell you that right now. I think I got it 1 out of the 4 times. Yeah, it moves fast. And plus there's a little bit of input delay. The game definitely felt like a beta version. It didn't feel like it was fully done. But yeah, QB sneak is not given. Hopefully we don't have a bunch of Zenners around. I saw some people mentioning that in the comments, that people can just Zen and get it every time, especially with the timing-based catching. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see as we progress. Last thing I really want to touch on, I mentioned it before, but I just want to mention it one more time. The movement is ever so slightly different. And maybe it's just that transition. We're going from 26 to 27, where 26, everyone was super fast and we're playing mud and we all have 99 speed. And then we go back to 85 speed. But with my new series that I'm doing, I'm playing with 85 speed players, and the movement still doesn't feel as, I think Ben Kirk said it was heavy, and that's kind of how it feels, like heavy. Everyone's not moving as, I feel like that's with every Madden though. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it felt, for lack of a better term, sluggish or heavy. So a bit of a learning curve there, but it felt more realistic. Another slight thing is the kicking animation for the kickoffs. Not a big deal, but I actually really like it. It makes the game feel more realistic instead of the old school. I feel like we've had the same kicking animation for when they run up and kick the ball off for like the last 10 years. So they finally changed it, 2-step kick, and it's actually pretty nice. I like that. So yeah, overall, the game, I'm actually excited for it. And college football comes out in less than a month, so of course we'll be playing that, and we'll get more hands-on. I didn't get to play the beta for college, unfortunately, but I'm excited to play that game. Overall, it felt fun. There definitely is some Madden-esque things in there still, with animations and people glitching specific ways, but it is a beta, so we'll leave it as it is for now. I'm sure it'll still be in the game. I'm sure this is about as good as it gets in terms of the final game, but overall, I'm excited with what I've seen. I'm ready to grind this year and see what can come from this channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, or if you feel like you have an opinion on the situation or on the Madden beta, if you played the beta, let me know what you thought. Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.